If you live in a city that has either a McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Taco Bell, a KFC, possibly an In-N-Out, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, if you live in a city with any of those restaurants, well, guess what? One state may have just ruined it for everybody. Now, I'm going to explain what's going on and why it is highly concerning, but what restaurant owners are now doing that is going to potentially cost you a little bit more money, but it's going to cost millions and millions of jobs. So I'll break down all this in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So what just happened and which state just ruined it for everybody? Well, before I get to that, I want to address one thing. Currently, there's about 161 million people that are currently employed in the United States. However, they are all at risk because of artificial intelligence. And what California just did by enacting a $20 minimum wage for restaurant workers, well, that has many states completely panicked, and for good reason. Here's why. California decided they are going to mandate that every fast food chain is going to pay their employees $20 an hour. Well, guess what? These businesses are pushing back. I even have a friend that is going to lay off about 90% of his staff in order to stay afloat. This is crazy, but listen to this. Experts believe that by 2030, 2.4 million jobs are going to go away. This is 2.4 million jobs across the board, not just in restaurants. But that prediction was before California decided to enact a law that means $20 an hour for all fast food workers. Now, that number is expected to jump. But this is where things get very interesting. Businesses panicked. Once California did that, they panicked because now all the other businesses in California are going to have to almost adhere to the same law in order to keep their employees. But not only that, businesses around the United States, in Washington State, in New York, in Oregon, okay, all over, they are now concerned that a state could potentially put them out of business by mandating a higher minimum wage for a specific industry. Well, this is the reason why now businesses are pushing artificial intelligence, and they are going to run their business using AI and also grow their business using AI. Just listen to this. This is what my friend told me just the other day. He writes, "We are closing the restaurant in 3 weeks at the end of June." Oh, and keep in mind, he actually has 3 different restaurants. He actually has a burger joint. Now he says, "I have spent the past couple of months trying to make adjustments to adhere to the $20 minimum wage, but it's not working." Now, I want to be very clear on something. My friend's restaurant, he is not big enough. He does not need to adhere to the $20 minimum wage. But here's the problem. If he doesn't adhere to the $20 minimum wage, he would have lost all of his employees. Every single one of them would have left. So he gave them $20. Let me keep reading this. He says, I have spent the past couple of months trying to make adjustments to adhere to the $20 minimum wage, but it's not working. So we will shut down for 3 weeks while 2 companies come in and replace our machines with a robot to cook fries and burgers. We also have an automatic shake machine on order, and we will update all tables to a table ordering kiosk. I hate to lose 90% of my staff, but there is no other way to even stay open. That's where we're at. But look at this. This is kind of what he's getting. He sent me this. This right here.
This chef makes Spud spectacular. This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle. As this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it will take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too.
A cheeseburger.
Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work, No humans required.
Now, that is not my friend's restaurant, okay? But he is getting something very similar to that. That's what they want to go after. The reason why is because he was feeling understaffed. People were leaving his restaurant to go other places, to go to McDonald's and go work at the Burger King and go work at these other restaurants. But guess what? It's not just the restaurants that are going to feel the impacts of this. Every business is going to feel this. And it's all because of what California just did. Now more businesses are more eager than ever to go towards artificial intelligence. We've heard that 62% of restaurants were understaffed over the past year. Experts believe that 82% of those restaurants have unfilled jobs that could easily be handled by robots. But look at this. It's not just the restaurants. Look at this right here. Pool cleaners. There's about 101,000 pool cleaners employed here in the United States as of the end of 2023. But guess what? They are expecting pretty soon it's going to go down. We are not going to see more pool cleaners because equipment like this is a BeatBot. This is a robotic pool cleaner. Stuff like this is going to take their place. So there's no need for a pool cleaner. But guess what else? What about another trade like a contractor, a tile setter, or potentially a roofer? Look at this right here. This is a automated roofing robot. It's called Rufus. Now, there are currently 189,000 roofers employed in the US. Guess what? This right here could take those jobs away from them, because if they can put this up on the roof and they can do this, it only needs a couple guys to put this machine on the roof, set it up, set the ties, and it's good to go. It doesn't need a whole crew. Now, taking the roof off in demolition, that's a different story. But guess what? It doesn't stop there either. Artificial intelligence is going to take the world by storm. For instance, I've talked about this before. These robot lawnmowers. These things are crazy. And guess what? They will do a perfect job. You don't need somebody out there pushing a mower for hours on end. You can set up this little robot. It will mow your lawn. It will park itself. It will charge itself. And it will go back out whenever you want it to. You want it mowed every single day? It can do it. You want it mowed once a week? It can do it. And guess what? It's going to do a perfect job almost every single time. And you never have to do anything to it. You never do. It will charge itself and it will handle all that. And when it needs help, it needs some maintenance, it will notify you through an app. But that's where we're getting to. Okay, that is where we're at. Now, here's the reason why California and what they just did is a problem for every single state. We are about to see more businesses turn to artificial intelligence because they don't want to be stuck in between a rock and a hard place like many restaurants were when California passed this law. When California said, nope, we are not going with the normal $16 per hour. We're going to say that every fast food worker is going to get paid $20 an hour. And you have to do this by April 1st, 2024. Guess what? Businesses were not ready. And here's the real problem. As of 2022, there's 13.9 million people employed in the fast food industry. Here's the problem. This includes fry cooks, servers, managers, delivery personnel, and more. You've probably seen the different videos of the little robot that is delivering food down the street. I see this all the time. You may have heard this before, and I've talked about here on the channel as well. There's servers that it's a robot. You put the food on the tray, and that little robot will take it to whatever table it needs to go to. And if it needs drinks, well, it will go to the drink station. Somebody puts the drinks on it, and then off it goes. That's how things are going. So, why do I bring this to your attention today? Well, this is what we're expecting. Restaurants are going to close down if they can't get more workers to work for less. But they can't work for less because that's the state law, $20 an hour. Well, guess what? More states are going to follow suit with what California just did, especially Democratic states. So be prepared for that. Now, here's where things could go from bad to worse. If we see all these different businesses shut down because now they're going to go and use artificial intelligence, All it takes is something little, quirky to happen, something to go haywire, and then the business shuts down. The business can't run if the machine that it's currently using can't operate. So think about that. Yes, you may be able to save a little bit of money. In the meantime, it's going to go up just a little bit, but over time, prices will eventually go down. The problem is you may be out of a job. That's the real issue. So again, one state, the state of California, has just ruined it for everybody. And now businesses are realizing this. And now the businesses are saying they have to stay up with times, because if they don't, well, their business will go under. So one thing I can tell you is I'll be here every step of the way, and I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But again, as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.